Hello, my name is Bleiddian Bazz and I am 21 and from the country of Wales in the United Kingdom. I started working here in Kauno State Musical Theatre back in July, and it's been lovely. It's probably about 8:05 at the moment, and I'm getting ready for my day at work. Okay, so I've nearly finished my coffee in my lovely big Lithuanian mug. -10 this morning, so we've got to wrap up warm when we go to work. Quite a different experience for me from the UK. I mean, although we do get a bit of snow, it's not quite as much as this, and it certainly never gets as cold as -10. So this is normally what I bring. I have a massage ball for massaging muscles, a couple of TheraBands, water bottle, towel, face mask obviously, and a notepad and pen, which comes in handy now and again for notes and corrections. Usually at this point I like to have a shower, get myself ready, jump into my dance kit, and head on up to the studio. So I'll see you after my shower. Okay, so I've just had my shower and I've got into my kit, ready to go up to the studio. Started dancing when I was 4. I did local ballet classes up until about the age of sort of 16, 17. In fact, I was really fortunate when I was 16 to be allowed to choreograph and actually build and direct a ballet for my first ever ballet school, which was a really amazing experience and hugely difficult, because obviously you have to think of everything. You have to think of the costumes, you have to think of the choreography, you have to bring the music together, and it was what really started me on my journey to becoming a dancer, because I want to go into maybe choreography or directing afterwards, and I felt like dancing and having a career in the performing arts would be a very important step towards achieving that. I felt really lucky to be given that opportunity and potential in my choreographical skill. I hope to develop those in my career and learn skills, and that's why I'm here, to get new experiences. And after that I went to professional training at šokėjas Dance in Warrington in the north of England, and that was another massive experience in my dancing life and career. Well, I haven't really had many experiences so far, because this is my first sort of professional job out of training and apprenticeship. So working under David Nixon was certainly a highlight, obviously, because he's such a famous director, and it was an interesting experience. But perhaps the person who's been the most great director, Jonathan Payne, who was an ex-principal of Birmingham Royal Ballet. He helped direct, he helped direct us through the rep of the Nutcracker, but we did shortened version, which we called Clara and the Kingdom of Sweets. So, but he's just the nicest guy, and his way about explaining the rep and his directing style really resonated with me, and yeah, it was a wonderful experience. So yeah, he probably was my favourite person to be directed by. I'm still relatively young now and full of beans, so I can push for things, and while I'm young I want to get as many experiences as I can and really to develop and to become the best that I can. What can I not imagine happiness without in life? That's a really easy one for me. It's definitely pastries. Gotta have pastries, coffee, croissants. Yeah, love them. So I think without that in life, it would be pretty void of meaning for me on a personal level. So where does my source of courage lie? This is getting a bit philosophical now, isn't it? It's getting a bit heavy duty. I think courage comes from a sort of a self-belief, doesn't it? You know, it's the conviction to do what you believe in. And I believe that self-belief initially comes from the people around you. So I think, you know, the belief that your family and friends have in you is what sparks the belief in yourself to do something, and therefore gives you the courage and the conviction to see it through. Of a personal experience basis, like growing up as a dyslexic person, I have, you know, always struggled to read and to write when I was a child. So I think going through, having to persevere through such difficult things that other people find so easy, you have to work with the different stigmas and the different hurdles that comes up with. You know, you're faced at a very early age with a choice. You know, you can either not believe in yourself, run away from a world that can do things that you can't do so easily, or you can knuckle down essentially and, you know, persevere and believe that, you know, no matter how hard things are for you, that everyone is different, and just because you're different doesn't mean you're worse than other people, and that with enough time, practice, patience and courage, I believe, you know, you can achieve anything. So my courage comes from the journey that I've had to make, and it's been a part of my journey in the dance career as well, because obviously it has experiences that, yeah, you go through the same things over and over again, I think, in life. If I wasn't a dancer, what would I be? I would have maybe gone to university and studied film immediately after A-levels if I hadn't done dance. I mean, at one point I was considering about doing classical art in university, because, you know, I enjoy painting and drawing, so that was an option. History, I really enjoy history and philosophy, so I might have done that. Or even, I don't know, maybe even like a science or something, because my dad's side of the family is quite sciencey based. But I don't know, there was something about the arts that I really resonated with me. So I think I would have chosen something that involved the arts, whether it was film, whether it was drawing and painting, or whether it's dance, obviously. When I was younger, I wanted to be a commercial airline pilot, so I might have gone and done something like that. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I would have been, but I think it would have been interesting. I think it would have, hopefully it would have been interesting, no matter what I did. Who I would travel to the moon and back again with. Well, ideally, probably Buzz Aldrin and Neil Armstrong, because I think they would be able to get me there and back. But if it's about who I would spend a month or so in a tin can in the middle of space, then most people, I think. I think I get along with most people, so I think I wouldn't really mind being in, you know, getting to know people in that kind of space. And the short answer is anyone, really, anyone. But preferably an astronaut, because that would help. How long does happiness last? I mean, this is getting a bit philosophical again. As long as a cup of coffee. If you're not sad, then you should be happy, I think, because therefore you can, if you're happy, then you can make other people happy. I think at the moment that happiness should last a lifetime, really. You know, I think you should find happiness in everything that you can, and that's, I mean, it's partly why, you know, I love working in the arts and I love being a dancer, and I've pursued this hard career, is that, you know, it's about finding happiness, and it's about spreading happiness, joy, emotion to the audience, as all arts are. And I think that there's no point in life if you're not looking for happiness. And I think that happiness isn't to be found in, like, you know, flashy new car or a big yacht or something like that. You know, it's happiness, you know, if you're able to find happiness in simply waking up in the morning, then you are, you know, you're doing something right, I think. Okay, so this is quite a funny question. Lots of people say that I look a bit like Harry Potter, which I think is partly true, actually. And what is funny about that, especially here in Lithuania, is that actually I think back home in the UK, I think a couple of people think that I look like Harry Potter as well, even though they don't say it, because I actually did once play Harry Potter in like a school production when I was in dance school, which was really fun, actually. Lots of people here say, oh, it's the accent as well, because I have a, you know, I have a sort of southern British accent, which is obviously the same kind of accent as Harry Potter. So I guess maybe there's a kind of combination of different things, but I think that I'm probably less like Harry Potter as a character. I'm probably more like Newt from Fantastic Beasts, I think. If I was any J.K. Rowling character, I think I'd probably be more like him, a bit more like Eddie Redmayne maybe. But he's got a similar accent as well, I think, but doesn't look like me, so.